What's up, y'all? It's Chris, and we're back in with a kind of long video this time in comparison to the other videos that I typically make. So if you saw my most recent video, I did a review of the Xtreme Xperience event. If you're not familiar with it, it's just a thing or a company that allows you to drive a sports car on a racetrack. In that video, I left an honest review of the things I didn't like. Honestly, I just didn't enjoy it overall, or I didn't feel like it was worth it. So my girlfriend knew how I felt about that, and she took me to something else for my birthday this year, which is the Porsche Experience Center, and it was just way, like 10 times more worth it. It had a lot more fun. There were more things to do. We were there for much longer. I was driving the car for much longer. I'm gonna put some timestamps in the description down below so you can skip ahead to whichever part you find most interesting. But honestly, I would encourage you to watch it all the way through, not just because this is YouTube, but just because there was so much that we did. So, you know, it wasn't just driving the car. There were like 4 or 5 other things that we got to do. So yeah, without further ado, I'll let you watch the video. Oh, one other thing, we're gonna probably have to come back here to talk about some things that I couldn't explain in the moment. So yeah, with that being said, just watch the video, tell me what you think. Got out of the Uber and we're going to the Coca Cola museum, but one thing that we've noticed is the people here in Georgia, or Atlanta specifically, are very friendly, very informative. Our Uber driver, it was Mila. Yeah, she gave us like 10 different restaurants to try. She was very like down to earth and realistic and conversational, which is weird because when you're in New York, everyone's so rude.
She even opened your car door. Right?
Yeah, she opened my car. I felt a little emasculated. Like, why are you opening my car door? We went to the Coca Cola museum in Atlanta, and it's a guided tour. They explain, like, you know, all the history of Coca Cola as a company, the formula itself, and within this vault is apparently the real Coca Cola formula, which has been a secret for the last 100 years apparently. You can actually taste the different flavors of Coca Cola around the world. So the one that we have in the United States is apparently slightly different, or very different, from that of other countries. And they have a variety of countries here, like Indonesia and all over the world. Coca-Cola tastes a bit different. Finally ready to go to the Porsche Experience Center, and one interesting fact that our Uber driver told us is that this building, this complex, it's actually located pretty close to a not so good neighborhood. So they have security, they have, you know, the gates and the guards and all that stuff, and I just thought it was pretty funny. So finally at the Porsche Experience Center in Atlanta. Got a couple GTSs on this. I think the ATL airport is around here. But look at this GTS, man. It looks perfect. They got a green one here, or kind of like a... This looks like the Sao Paulo yellow that the G80s come in. When I think about it. But, oh man, I want one so bad. Got a... I don't know, was this like a Cayman GT4 maybe? Or, oh yeah, GTS, never mind. This is nice too, but I'm more of a 911 person. Here we go. Oh, it's a Turbo S. All right, you could be in it, I don't care. She's shy, she doesn't want to be in the video. Oh, you can sit in them. They'll never let me sit in them. I want to sit in every car here. So that's a Turbo S, and that's a GTS like we saw outside, and that looks like a... Yeah, the second one? Well, that's the one that I think realistically I could afford. I can't afford a Turbo S, at least not practically speaking. But yeah, I could get one of those maybe.
Yeah.
Look at all these color options to choose from. There's like so many different like shades. They seemingly seem like the same color, but they're not. Then you can choose to customize a variety of things here. I guess that's just like a key cover. Shift knob. Gas canister, gas cap. I know there's like a bit of a glare, but change the, I guess these are the mats, the floor mats. Like interior options, interior color stuff. I guess this is the leather for the seats. I don't know what this is. Oh, dashboard door trim strip. And change the air conditioning vents. And then even in all of these drawers, there are more options. This looks like Austin yellow to me. Oh babe, look at this. Look, there's another one in here I saw a second ago. Look at this purple.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a nice purple. I would get the exterior color in that shade. Yeah, all of these drawers have other things to choose from. Like this graphic, it shows like all the actual colors. All the different colors you can get. Wow. There's so many. So there's a store, and I'm noticing these toys. I wanted one, and then look at the price. Golly, boy. Interesting, that is like my birthday, 524, which today is my birthday, May 24th, but yeah, nah. Not for a toy. But they have a cool, like, clothing store. Ooh, that kind of looks like an Essentials hoodie almost. Yeah, they got a lot of... Oh, look at this. That's one of those things that my nephew has. Like a toy that they can, like, play with. Oh. Ooh, oh my gosh.
There's more down there.
Golly, what?
Cheaper.
Cheaper?
Yeah.
I mean, still, for a watch. Maybe I'm... My girlfriend actually loves colors like this, so, you know, she doesn't like actual green or actual red. She typically likes these sort of muted grayish looking colors, and it's just something I find so funny because, you know, me, I love bright, vibrant red or bright, vibrant yellow as my car currently is. Meanwhile, she loves these like, I don't know how to describe them. They're kind of like grayish and not dull, but kind of dull colors. And yeah, anyway, just always find it kind of fun. Main part of the video, I'm going to be driving this 992.2 GTS with the, you know, the new hybrid turbo. Grant is my instructor. He'll be in the car with me, and yeah, he was just very helpful, very informative, and just having him there made it that much more fun.
So you guys booked the GTS experience. Were you inspired after Nordschleife? Down here we have a corkscrew, inspired after USA Cassian. Drops down below.
Okay, so let me jump in here real quick. So you are not allowed to record while you're driving the car. So you can't use a GoPro, you can't use the glasses that record, not Snapchat, spectacles, none of that. Also, you can't even ask the instructor who's in the car with you to record for you either. So with that being said, unfortunately I have like no content of me driving the car aside from the videos that my girlfriend was able to record while she was standing on the sideline. So like the racetrack is pretty big, and there are parts where like people can stand and they can record you as you go by. And that's all that I have of me driving it fast. So this does not take away from the experience that I had. It was an amazing experience. So I'm gonna try to explain what it is that I was doing. So you are out there for, I believe, an hour and a half, I believe it's 90 minutes. And there's like 4 things you get to do. So first you start off in a testing track where you're kind of like there's a cone set up, and they teach you how to do launch control. You're braking really hard, you're turning the wheel. They want you to know to turn the wheel hard and when to like let off and stuff like that. So that's the testing ground. You're probably there for like 10, 15 minutes. Then you go on the racetrack for maybe 20, 30 minutes. And it's pretty big. It's a really big track, I'm not gonna lie. I would say it's comparable to maybe Lime Rock Park, possibly, but a little more turns. There's more like hard turns, 2 big straightaways. Anyway, next, there's a section where they teach you how to lose control of your car on purpose. So there's a secondary track where the ground is like very slippery. So I think they put some kind of film over it, and they tell you to like floor it and then turn the wheel. And then as you do that, you'll notice that the back will spin out. Or, you know, if you floor it and then you let off the gas, the front will understeer. And they want you to learn how to correct those mistakes. So you're doing that for maybe 15 minutes, and then you go back to the real main track again with that knowledge that you just learned. So you're back on the main track for maybe another 20 minutes, possibly. And it's much more like, the instructor isn't talking to you as much. It's like, all right, now you know what to do it. And I love that. Anyway, the next thing that you get to do is, I think it's called like a skid plate, where you're driving on like a wet surface. And then there's like a machine that kicks up the rear wheels and you spin out, and they teach you how to like catch it back. So if you're driving in the snow or the rain, they want you to learn how to, you know, drive in those kinds of conditions. The last thing is it's like a giant like circle, and there's water spewing up from all over, like sprinklers spewing water up all over this circular track. And they're basically teaching you how to do like drifting. Not donuts where you're just mashing the gas in like a tiny circle, but actually like feathering the throttle and, you know, counter steering left and right and trying to do like a very large drift. And it's so much fun. Like, and honestly, it's complicated to drift a mid-engine or rear engine vehicle. And even so, drifting is so much different than doing a donut. Like, we've all done donuts before, but drifting, it's a whole different ballgame. So anyway, yeah, that was like 90 minutes. I didn't get any footage of me inside the car. My girlfriend was able to record outside the car. So whatever you're seeing is all that we had, unfortunately. All that she recorded, unfortunately. But it was a great experience. So anyway, back to the video. That straightaway, they go really fast on that straightaway. I think I got it up to maybe like 101. It doesn't seem that long, but wow, that car takes off. So there's a really good restaurant on site. It's actually called the Carrera Cafe, which I thought was pretty amusing. And the food was amazing. It is actually on the top floor and it overlooks the racetrack. So, you know, while you're eating, you have a really good view of everyone else doing the same things that you have just done. Other drinks, the designated driver if you don't want to drink. Beers and tap or whatever you call them. Then they actually have a nice menu. They got steak, that's nothing I'm gonna get. And I don't know what my girlfriend's gonna get. I actually took a bite out of this already, but oh my gosh, this food is amazing. Like, it's not just like a Porsche Experience Center. This food it matches the brand. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I don't know why you got
Porsche
soup.
University. It's good though.
It's good?
It's mushroom soup.
What were you gonna say?
It feels like a Porsche campus or like university.
Okay.
Good.
Pretty good so far, thank you. But this is pretty cute. When they give you the butter for your bread, it's in the shape of a 911. I don't know if this is like a 997 or 6 maybe, I don't know, but I thought this was pretty cute. On to the next thing. So this is a super realistic simulator. It is on site. It's all in the same building as the restaurant and the other Porsche Experience. It is separate in terms of pricing. I think this was like an extra $100, but yeah, like I said, it was super realistic and I think very worth it. The pedals were very heavy. They felt very real and, you know, it's got a lot of pressure to them. The steering wheel also felt very heavy and just very, you know, like the force felt realistic. It didn't do that weird pullback thing that some other wheels might do, you know, in other simulators. then the seat itself would also move a lot, and I loved it. So like, for example, if you're going over an area of the racetrack that isn't perfectly flat, the whole steering wheel, the whole setup will kind of shake to mimic that feeling. So it really feels like you're in a real car. And yeah, overall, I think this was maybe an hour, and it was just so worth it.
This is still one lap. It's a long track. This is the thing I want to do in Germany when we go. So we'll be doing this in my car. And this is the carousel right here.
Very down.
Very. Oops. Alright. girlfriend's gonna try it. Let's see how she drives. Oh.
What do I do?
Yeah. Gas, brakes. The pedal's gonna be kind of hard, and the steering wheel. Well, that's a brake.
What's this?
Oh, don't worry about the left one. That will be the clutch, but don't worry about it. Hold your. Ease up, ease up, ease up. Ease up, ease up. Turn.
Okay.
Turn it. Now let it ease up. Well, that's what happened if you're driving a 120, looks like. So you get it there,
This is the easiest one?
Yeah, this is recommended. Let off the gas a little bit. Alright, on it. Keep it on the car. Keep the car on the line. There you go. Get ready to brake. Now. Hard, let off the brake. Easy. Back on it. A little bit.
Give me instructions.
Huh?
It hopes me to give me instructions.
Yeah. Alright, easy on it. Stay on the line. That's the perfect line. That's why you want to stay on it. That's the apex.
Oh, I hit the apex.
Alright, brake. Let off the brake. Middle. Perfect. On it. Roll into it. On it. Get ready to brake. Let off the brake. You don't gotta hold for too long. Just a little bit, not too long. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Keep it on the line. Hard brake, let off. Easy. Alright, hard. Easy. Little throttle, a little bit more throttle, a little bit more. Hard. Hard brake, there you go. Alright, I'm not gonna talk no more. You got it.
You sure?
Nah, you got it. I'm not gonna talk no more.
You gotta talk to committee.
No, you got it. You don't want to brake. Let off the gas when you turn it like that. Damn. Alright, so we just finished the simulator.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, you can actually drive. You can drive like a sports car. Yeah. Alright, so now we're gonna do the museum, and the museum is downstairs. No substitute. Well, I mean, BMW's close, but ooh, I think this is a 993, maybe. I think this is a 993. I can't remember. Oh, it's a Turbo S actually. Man, look at that. It's just simple, but man. If I could have, let's say if I had $5 million, I would buy a 993, 992. Honestly, these cars are really cool, but they're impractical for me. Like, how would you ever drive this? I mean, sure, if I had one, I would like to drive it on the track by myself because I wouldn't want anyone near me. But, wow, look at this. I don't even remember what these ones are called. Downstairs because there's a inventory section. I guess cars that they either plan to sell or
some of them they put it and they test drive it for the track.
Oh,
track
so.
purposes.
Oh, okay. Ooh, let's look at these real quick. How do you get into what? That? Oh, this one. I think. One, I don't think this is a real car because the windows look fake, but I think half of the door comes up, like it flips up like the gull wing doors of a SLS.
Okay.
A Mercedes.
I've seen like you've actually used this, right?
Yeah.
These are these for F1?
Yeah. Oh, you know? What? What you know about F1?
I didn't realize how big it looks. So small on screen.
It does.
These do not step.
Like a Porsche garage area, and it smells like just straight exhaust fumes in here. It's like there's no ventilation. But let me turn the camera around so you can see all the nice cars in here. So we just came from over there, walked past the 993. It looks like a new GTS. I noticed they have a lot of GTSs on display.
I feel like I saw it, or at least the color.
Yeah.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah, Porsche Brooklyn, yeah. It's the one that I drove on the track. I think the same spec too, white with brown interior.
Yeah, that looks just like the one you drove.
Yeah?
I
And
love
this,
the
the lights, right? Yeah, I love the light. But this is the one. This is the one for me right here. Red. Guards red, Carmine red. I don't even know what other options, but red. Who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind. I don't know how I feel about black interior though. Like I can't do it. Can't do it. I had a car with black interior. I swapped it for red. I swapped the actual interior for red, as you probably all have seen. But man, this will be it for me. Imagine me. I'm kind of talking to myself right now, but imagine me pulling up in this. Someday. Soon. Ooh, it's Turbo S over there. Okay. GT4 or GT4 RS, I think. I'm not too big on the 718s, honestly. Like, doesn't matter which one it is. I wouldn't buy a 718 before a 911. That's just me. They're nice cars, I like them. But my first one has got to be a 911. Not able to get into any of these cars down here, by the way. I would if I could, but man, it's nice. Apparently, this is like a really good track car. I'm a bit naive on this. I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything, but from what I'm seeing in other videos, this handles very well. Some people like them more than 911s. Yeah, this is a Turbo S. Honestly, I like these. And I'm talking as if I had like $1 million. Clearly I don't have this at the moment, but after driving that GTS, I drove the white one, obviously, but if I had the money, I get the red one. I mean, they're the same price, but whatever. After driving a GTS on the track, I have less of a desire for a Turbo S, honestly. I don't know how to describe it. Like, the GTS seemed to have everything that I would want. It's fast, you can drive it on the track, it's rear-wheel drive. I personally would prefer a rear-wheel drive 911, but with Turbo S's being all-wheel drive and, you know, being more luxury focused, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe there'll be some video I post in the future where I get a Turbo S, but I ain't gonna lie. That GTS is something else. I know it's kind of blurry. It's a bit dark down here. But yeah, the GTS, I'm not gonna lie, it was just, it handled amazing. It was fast, it was responsive, given that it's a hybrid turbo. But it handled amazing on the track, and it felt like the perfect middle ground for you wanted to drive casually, but also fast. And also go to the track and then be able to drive that track car home. But yeah, and then you got these right here, these GT3s, which I'm sure are only track cars. I mean, again, I would get a red. But man, this looks good, but from what Grant, our instructor, explained, this is only a track car. It handles great, but it's not something you'd want to drive on regular roads, especially not in the Northeast with all our crazy potholes everywhere. I don't know. I mean, if I had the money, I don't know exactly what I would do, but in the absence of having millions of dollars, I don't know, a GTS was good. It was more than enough. And there's a GT3 RS, which, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what reason I would have to get this. But look at the difference in the spoiler. It's like, or wings, whatever you call it at this point. This is a regular GT3, by the way. Yeah, this looks aggressive with the whole duck wing, or whatever you call it, design. But then you look at this, there's clearly a difference. I've never seen the two of these cars back to back in close proximity like this to like really notice the difference. But man, this is noticeable. One thing I appreciate here when you're recording me, yeah, but one thing I appreciate being here is that no one is here to talk to us. Like when I've been to like maybe 3 Porsche dealerships, and it's just like there's always someone following you. For, I would say half of the time it was for good reasons, but it was always kind of like, all right, I kind of want to look at it and not answer or ask any questions. I just want to look at it. I want to look at this car and walk right out. I don't want to have to, you know, talk to a salesman or get walked into a room like, hey, I'm going to show you to a salesman so you can think about what you want to do next. Like, nah, I kind of just want to look. Never really seen them. Never see them on the street. You never see them on the road like that, at least where I live. So sometimes I just want to look at them and of course, you agree, right? Yeah, this was about an experience. No one's following you around. No one's talking to you. Even when we're on the track, and this is something I'm gonna get into compared to the track experience thing that I did last May for my birthday, which my girlfriend actually surprised me with. Yeah, this place, they actually want you to like experience it unadulterated. Is that the right word? Like just no one's around you, or unaccompanied is probably the right word.
Yeah, it's like the product speaks for itself type of thing.
Yeah, and I feel like they kind of like trust you. I feel like when we're in New Jersey or New York or whatever, it's like, oh, look at these two guys. Let's follow them everywhere we go, everywhere they go. But here, this is like a $500,000 car. Well, resale. GT3 RSs are probably like $250. But I can just stand next to it and not be asked any questions. I'm sure there's cameras down here, but that's beside the point.
They could have came down and there you go.
Yeah, they actually told us to come down here, which is nice. At this 918, just sitting in the corner here all by itself. This is something. Sheesh. Man, I think that's all the cars down here.
All right, so that is going to conclude this video. So recap, Porsche Experience Center was way better than the Xtreme Xperience thing. It was a bit pricey, but there was so much to do for that money. So please, if you do decide to do it, make sure you take advantage of the other activities they have on site. Atlanta overall was a lot of fun. So we did a go-kart track, which I may or may not have put in this video. And there was a lot of nightly activities that we did. So we enjoyed ourselves in Atlanta. Didn't put in this video just probably because it's, you know, not appropriate. But yeah, hope you liked the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.